You may be under the impression that LinkedIn is a tool for recruiters and job seekers and that's it. And while you're correct that that's how it started, it's not how it's going. LinkedIn has become the social network for businesses and professionals, and they're using it to network, build credibility, and to sell. LinkedIn has 722 million members and over 200 targeting options, and it's quickly becoming a favorite for many marketers. Your audience is on the platform. You may be thinking, I don't sell professional services and I'm not hiring, so my audience isn't on LinkedIn. Fortunately, that's not the case. LinkedIn isn't the biggest platform by any means, but they are growing. LinkedIn's ad reach grew by 25 million people in Q4 of 2020 alone. And while the platform is focused on career-minded users, there's much more diversity in the business roles and workers represented on the platform now than there was when they started. 57% of LinkedIn users are men and 43% are women, and they're global. 76% of LinkedIn's users are outside of the United States, which is great for expanding your reach and introducing your product to new markets. Here's the big question. Does LinkedIn convert, though? The short answer is yes. And exposure on LinkedIn can increase purchase intent by 33%. But what if you're not looking for conversions, like purchases? If leads are more your speed, you should know that LinkedIn's lead conversion rates are 3 times higher than other major ad platforms, including Google Ads. And if you're looking for traffic, you're in the right place too. HubSpot studied 5,000 businesses and found that traffic from LinkedIn generated the highest visitor to lead conversion rate at 2.74%, which is almost 3 times higher than both Twitter, which is 0.69%, and Facebook, which is a 0.77%. Plus, LinkedIn has a good reputation. LinkedIn was also voted the most trusted network in 2020, which gives it an edge over Facebook, who has had oodles of privacy concerns and more users becoming wary of the platform. Plus, despite LinkedIn's effectiveness, only 15% of marketers are advertising on the platform, so there's room to get in and find your people. You may be wondering, what kind of businesses should advertise on LinkedIn? If you are business to business or B2B, LinkedIn is obviously the most popular platform for B2B marketers. If you target decision makers, LinkedIn is the best place to reach them. There are 61 million senior level influencers on LinkedIn, and 4 out of 5 people on LinkedIn drive business decisions. If you operate a business to consumer or B2C business, don't worry. Just because LinkedIn is most popular with B2B marketers doesn't mean that it won't work for B2C marketers. We're seeing more B2C businesses on the platform, and it's working well. Why is that? Because professionals on the platform likely have buying power within their own homes, if you think about it. They do have off-work hours. You can stylize ads to fit in with the professional atmosphere on the app, but provide information that will be helpful when people aren't working. Let's look at this example from HBO. Notice the tone and language HBO is using on LinkedIn compared to the tone and language that you see on other platforms. There's a mix of content highlighting the professionals working within HBO, like interviews and announcements, and promotional content or engaging content for the consumer. It's not work-related, but it's not so distracting or out of place that it doesn't work on the platform. There's also a big opportunity for B2C marketers. 97% of B2B marketers use LinkedIn, but less than half of B2C marketers are using it. If you'd like a video on how to use LinkedIn for your B2C marketing, let me know in the comments. I've got a ton of ideas to share if you're interested. So now that I've hopefully convinced you to try LinkedIn advertising, no matter what type of business you run, let's look at how much advertising on LinkedIn will cost you and how to set up your ad account and launch your first campaign. So how much does it cost to advertise on LinkedIn? If you've heard anything about LinkedIn marketing, you've probably heard that it's way too expensive. And yes, LinkedIn will cost you more than other platforms, but here's why I think it's worth it. I can actually sum up this point in 2 words. The audience. The average income of a LinkedIn user currently stands at $46,644 per year in the United States, which is $17,000 higher than the national average. That purchasing power in their homes combined with their purchasing power in the workplace, remember 90 million LinkedIn users are senior level influencers, and 63 million are in decision-making positions. As far as the platform itself, LinkedIn also offers over 200 targeting options, including job title, years in the role or industry, what company they work for, and you have the opportunity to do retargeting audiences and audience network options to expand your reach to even more people. So how does pricing work? Like most other PPC platforms, LinkedIn has you work on an auction system where you enter your bid, which is what you're willing to pay per action, and then LinkedIn finds the best options for you. Your pricing varies based on your objective, and we'll talk more about objectives later. Unlike some other platforms where you can spend just a couple of dollars a day, LinkedIn does have minimum budgets. The minimum daily budget amount required to start on LinkedIn is $10 for any ad format. The minimum lifetime budget amount for new inactive campaigns is $100. You'll want to plan to spend at least $100 for your first campaign, but I recommend starting with a monthly budget of $500 if you can afford it. You'll be able to do more and collect your data more quickly this way. However, if you can only do the minimum, that's okay, you can make it work. Now that you know how much it's going to cost you and have an idea of how the bidding system works, let's set up your LinkedIn account. First, if a page for your company already exists, you need to become a company page admin if you're not already. If there's already an assigned super admin, they can give you access. If not, you can request access and may be granted automatic approval by LinkedIn. Here's how you'll request access if a page for your company already exists. Number 1, list your current position with the organization on your profile. This step is required by LinkedIn. Number 2, go to the page that you'd like admin access to. Number 3, click the More button and select Request Admin Access from the dropdown. Number 4, click the checkbox to verify that you're authorized to become an admin of the page. Number 5, click the Request Access button. You'll have immediate access of the page once your super admin approves you or once LinkedIn approves you automatically. If you don't already have a LinkedIn page for your company, here's how you'll create one. 1, click the work icon in the top right corner of your LinkedIn homepage. 2, click Create a Company Page. 3, select the page type you'd like to create from the following options. A, small business. B, medium to large businesses. C, a showcase page. This is an extension of an existing business page, and you use these for audience segments or specific brands, initiatives, or business units. And you could also choose educational institution like a high school or a university or college. If you are a school, you'll want to go this route. It gives you a few more options than a business page, including an alumni section, which is really helpful. Next, you'll fill out all of the page identity info and details. Check the verification box to confirm that you have the right to create this page for this business or school, and click Create Page. Next, you'll want to click Start Building Your Page to build out your page information. The meter and action cards visible here will help guide you through anything that you haven't done yet and will disappear once your page details are complete. Once you have access to or have created your page and completed the details, you'll need to create an ad account and set up your conversion tracking. Let's do that together. First, you'll create an ad account. Sign into your personal LinkedIn.com account first and select Advertise. Add an account name. Usually this is the name of your business, or if you're an entrepreneur, it can be your name. And select the billing currency and associated with a LinkedIn page on the welcome screen. Click Create Account. You're done. Okay, now that we have our ad account created, we're going to install our LinkedIn Insight tag so we can track the success of our campaigns. From the Campaign Manager, click the correct account name. You'll probably only have one option. Move your cursor over the Account Assets tab in the top navigation bar and select Insight Tag from the dropdown. Activate to view a larger image. Then you'll click Install My Insight Tag. Select the method that you'd like to use to install your tag. To see the tag code, select I will install the tag myself. That's the option that we'll choose. From there, you'll copy the entire Insight Tag code from the window and click I'm done. Add that code, which is JavaScript, to every page on your domain, preferably right before the end of the body tag in the global footer. Once LinkedIn receives a signal from the tag you've placed on your website, your domains will appear under Insight Tag. These will show in active tags. If your URL doesn't show up in active tags, it could be because no one has visited your page yet. The tag won't show up until it's been verified or triggered. To speed up this process, you can visit the page where you installed your tag to trigger the tag yourself. You'll see colors associated with your tags. Green means it's active, orange indicates that there hasn't been any recent activity, and red could mean that it's inactive or it's unverified. Now that the tag is set up, we'll have to set up our conversion tracking. If you're like me, when I started marketing, I thought adding the Insight tag would be enough, but you actually need to go an extra step and set up conversion tracking in your account. Having proper conversion tracking is an important step that you may be tempted to skip, but you won't really know how well your ads are doing if you skip this step, so don't skip it. In fact, I'm less likely to skip something that I don't want to do if I do it with somebody else, so let's do this together. You're going to go to your account and sign into Campaign Manager. Again, select the correct account name if you have more than one option. And at the top of the account overview page, you'll click Account Assets and select Conversions from the dropdown. Click the Create a Conversion button on the right of the page. You'll name your conversion, This name will only be visible to you in the campaign manager, so just make it something that you'll recognize later. Next, you'll choose your settings. Choose a conversion type, and then choose a value for your conversion. This is optional, but you can do this. Select conversion windows for your clicks and views. A conversion window is the amount of time between a view, which is called a view through, or a click, which is called a post click, on your ad that results in a purchase. A conversion window can be customized to 1 day, 7 days, 30 days, or 90 days. The default conversion window for view through is 7 days and post click is 30 days. Here's an example from LinkedIn for why this matters. Most people don't buy when they see and then click on an ad immediately, but they think about it and decide to come back and take action later. We still want to give your ad credit for that, so we go with conversion windows. I like to start with 30-day conversions, and you can change those as your marketing goals change later. Next, you'll choose an attribution model to specify how each of your ad interactions will be credited for a conversion. You can choose to attribute the conversion to a single ad campaign or to multiple ad campaigns depending on your company's strategy and goals. Next, you'll choose which campaigns to associate this conversion with. You'll see them listed with check marks that you can use to apply them to that ad. The conversion won't be tracked unless it's associated with a campaign, so just keep that in mind. Conversions aren't automatically applied to your campaign unless you only have one active or inactive conversion already created, but it's not been added to any campaigns, or you're creating your very first conversion in the account. You'll then choose how you want to track those using either the site-wide insight tag, which is the recommended method from LinkedIn and my preferred method, or using an event-specific pixel to track where there is no unique URL. Once your conversions are all set up and you've double-checked your tags are working, you're ready to set up and launch your first ad. You'll click Create and your conversion tracking is all set up. If you'd like to add the conversion you just set up to an ad campaign that's already been created, you'll follow these steps. First, you'll sign into your campaign manager and select the correct account name, and you'll select the campaign group name. Click the More icon to the right of the campaign name and select Manage. Scroll to the bottom of the page to the conversion tracking section. Click Add Conversions and select the conversions that you would like to add from the list, checking the box next to each conversion name. You'll click Save and Next. Okay, that conversion is now applied to that campaign. Now that everything's set up and ready to go, it's time to create your first ad. Let's go through that process together because it can be tricky for a beginner. Keep in mind that the specifics of this process can change as LinkedIn changes its platform, so be aware of that if you're watching this in the future. You'll start with an objective. Just like with other networks, you'll start with objectives before you select your ad types. On LinkedIn, we have a few options. The first is awareness. The goal of awareness campaigns is to get more people to know about your brand, to be aware of it. LinkedIn's goal here is not clicks or conversions, but impressions. That's just the ad showing on a screen. This is great to use if you're a brand new business and you need people to know about you, if you're new to LinkedIn advertising, if you're rebranding or you've made significant product changes, or you're looking to promote a new product or service. You have a few different ad formats available to you when you choose a different objective. We'll talk more about ad formats and creating your ad later on in the video. The next objective is consideration. The idea here is to get people engaging with the ad so they're considering your product or service. There are 3 subsections in the consideration objective. The first is website visits. This gets more people to click on your website. You'll be charged per click, and LinkedIn will focus on getting those clicks, not conversions. Here are the ad formats available with this objective. The second is engagement. This drives clicks, comments, messages, or can get you page follows. You'll be charged per action here. Here are the ad formats available to you. Third is video views. This will help you promote your videos. Tell your product or your business story in your video. Share a product or service explanation or give an update. There's only one ad format available to you when you choose video views. The next objective is conversion. When you choose this objective, LinkedIn will prioritize finding people who will convert or make that purchase. You have a few different conversion subtypes. Let's look at those. The first is lead generation. The goal here is to get someone to give you their contact information. Lead generation on LinkedIn works really well, so I recommend testing these. Here are the ad types available with this objective. Number 2 is website conversion, and this doesn't have to be a purchase. A conversion may be a new lead or a download of the ebook or viewing a specific page. You'll set that up in the conversions like I showed you earlier in the video. Here are the ad types available to you when you choose this objective. The third is job applicants. This helps you promote job opportunities at your company. Here are the ad types available with this objective. You'll choose an objective that makes sense to your business and your marketing goals, and you want to test each of these different ad objectives to see how they perform for your business. Keep them in mind while you're planning your future advertising campaigns. After you've chosen your objective, you'll build your target audience. Let's look at audience targeting now. You have over 200 targeting options, but you don't have to dive into those all at the beginning, so don't get overwhelmed. You can use saved audiences that you create in your account, or you can use the LinkedIn Market audiences that are really nice. Spend some time here looking around so that you know what's available to you. Let's look at creating a brand new audience. To create a new audience, start with a location to target your ads to the right people. You can also exclude locations to ensure that your ad doesn't show, maybe in places that you can't ship to. Okay, let's move to the Who is your target audience section. You'll notice that there are two subsets of audience targeting here. This is where we'll make all of our decisions. You have audience attributes and audiences. In audiences, you can connect to your content management platform and upload contacts, or you can upload an email list to make retargeting and lookalike audiences. There are a bunch of customization options within audiences. If you want a more detailed video on that, let me know in the comments and I'll spend more time on the topic. Your second option is audience attributes. You can target based on company, job title, years of experience, education, interests, and other demographics. You can also exclude audiences here, like past purchasers. Next, I want you to check the audience expansion box. Audience expansion allows LinkedIn to find more folks similar to our target audience who are likely to take our desired action. I like to enable audience expansion because I found it to work well for my clients on LinkedIn, but you'll want to test it for your business to see if it works for you. For most beginning efforts, I'll upload an email list to set up retargeting and lookalike audiences first. If you don't have an email list or it's too small to use, LinkedIn needs to find at least 300 members matched from your list to use. 10,000 is recommended. If you don't have that list, then start with job title and/or other demographic targeting. The list can give you a head start and help maximize your budget from the beginning, but again, if you don't have it, you can't use it. Just start building those contacts on LinkedIn. Now let's set up your ad format. Select your ad type. Remember that not all ad types are available for each campaign objective. Following the objective recommendations works best for newcomers, so I would choose a goal and then start brainstorming your ad once you know which ad types are available to you. If you have a specific ad type that you know you want to run, refer back to earlier in the video when I showed what ad formats are available for each objective. So then if you have that specific ad type in mind, for example, you want to do a message campaign ad, then you choose the objective that lets you run that ad. Otherwise, let the objective be your guide. Next, you'll choose placement. Decide whether to use audience network placements or not. I recommend testing this to see which performs better. This would make a great A/B test. How would you do that? You make two versions of the same ad. Give it the same budget and set it for the same length of time. The only difference should be that one has audience network enabled and one doesn't. Compare the results of those and see if audience network helps you or not. That's a little more advanced though, so you don't need to do that from the beginning. You can just start with one ad. Next, set your budget and schedule. Set your budget either daily or lifetime, or you can do daily and lifetime. Keep in mind that your daily budget must be at least $10 and the lifetime budget has to be $100 minimum. Select your schedule, whether your ad will run continuously or end on a certain date. You have bidding options as well, but I'd leave those at the default settings if you're just starting out. Next, we'll move to conversion tracking. Now this section is optional, but you can connect any conversions that you have set up to any of the new ads that you create here. This is helpful for tracking those valuable conversions across campaigns. There's my guide to LinkedIn advertising. I hope you found it helpful and learned something new today. Do you have questions? I've got answers. Let me know in the comments and I'll help you out. LinkedIn is an excellent advertising platform for B2B marketers and a powerful B2C marketing tool that not enough marketers are using. Your campaigns can be successful on LinkedIn with the right planning, creative, and targeting. If you want more LinkedIn marketing videos, comment "more LinkedIn please" and be sure to see it in that retro Ovaltine jingle for me while you type. I'll see you in an upcoming video. Happy marketing!